The Great Wall of China, a tale of bricks, legends, and stubborn emperors. Once upon a time, in a land far, far away, actually, in ancient China, mighty wall was born. Now, I'm not talking about just any wall, like the one that separates your room from your siblings. No, this was the Great Wall, a colossal, snake-like barrier that would go down in history as one of the most mind-boggling engineering feats ever attempted by mankind. Let's dive into this tale of emperors, invading hordes, and yes, an absurd amount of bricks. The origins. We need a wall. Picture this. It's the 7th century BC, and the various kingdoms of China are basically in one giant game of Risk. Everyone's battling for supremacy, and to add to the chaos, nomadic tribes from the north keep showing up uninvited, like that one annoying neighbor who borrows your tools and never gives them back. The kings of different Chinese states, tired of fighting off these invaders, thought to themselves, what if we, built a wall? The idea was simple enough: keep out the invaders. But building walls, especially big ones, was hard work. So, during the early stages, each kingdom built smaller walls here and there to protect their own borders. These weren't the towering, Instagram-worthy walls we know today. They were more like makeshift fences, barely high enough to keep out a determined goat, let alone an army. Enter Emperor Qin Shi Huang, the wall guy. Fast forward to 221 BC. Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China, decided he was going to do something no other leader had done before: unite all of China. And like every good leader, Qin wanted to leave his mark, something grand and epic. So, he took a look at those rickety walls the other kingdoms had built and said, hold my rice wine, let's build a real wall. Qin didn't just want a wall. He wanted the wall. And he didn't stop there. He envisioned a mega wall stretching across the entire northern border of China, long enough to stop those pesky Mongol tribes once and for all. Oh, and he had a cunning way to fund it: heavy taxes. Yes, Qin Shi Huang was the original king of Fund My Wall campaigns. He then conscripted thousands of peasants, soldiers, and prisoners to build this monstrosity of a wall. And when I say conscripted, I mean he forced them to work on it. Imagine your boss telling you, you're not leaving until you finish this project. And the project is a wall stretching thousands of miles. Not great. The construction, blood, sweat, and more bricks than you can imagine. Building the Great Wall was no walk in the park. The terrain was tough: steep mountains, deserts, and all kinds of inhospitable land. Workers toiled day and night under harsh conditions. The joke back then was that if you fell asleep on the job, you'd end up in the wall, because, well, people who died during construction were often buried right there in the bricks. Talk about job security. The wall wasn't built in one go, either. Qin Shi Huang's project was only the beginning. Over the centuries, different dynasties like the Han, Sui, and Ming added to and expanded it. By the time the Ming dynasty rolled around in the 14th century, the Great Wall, as we know it today, started to take shape. The Ming emperors weren't messing around. They built taller, stronger, and longer walls, with fancy watchtowers and signal fires for spotting enemies from a distance. And all this without a single crane or bulldozer. A wall of legends and myths. Now, you can talk about the Great Wall without mentioning the legends. One of the most famous is the story of Meng Jiang, a woman whose husband was conscripted to work on the wall. When she didn't hear from him, she made the arduous journey to find him, only to discover that he had died and was buried somewhere in the wall itself. Distraught, she wept so bitterly that a section of the wall collapsed, revealing his bones. It's a tragic love story, but it also highlights how grueling and deadly the construction of the wall was. But here's a funnier tidbit. Contrary to popular belief, the Great Wall cannot be seen from space with the naked eye. People love to throw that fact around like it's some kind of ancient truth, but astronauts have debunked it. So next time someone brings that up, feel free to burst their bubble with a little cosmic reality check. Did it work? Now, after all that effort, the question is, did the wall actually keep out invaders? Well, yes and no. It turns out walls, no matter how great, aren't perfect. The Mongols, led by Genghis Khan and later his grandson Kublai Khan, actually got through the wall in the 13th century by simply going around it or bribing guards. Turns out, building a wall is easier than guarding one. 247. But the Great Wall wasn't entirely useless. It did serve as a psychological barrier, a mighty symbol of China's strength and determination. Plus, it helped control trade along the Silk Road and kept out wild animals. So, if you were worried about wolves while traveling, the wall had your back. Today, the wall of selfies. Fast forward to modern times, and the Great Wall has become one of the most popular tourist attractions in the world. Every year, millions of people flock to it, climb its ancient steps, and snap photos with captions like "just chilling on the Great Wall, NBD." The irony, this colossal monument, once built to keep people out, now welcomes everyone with open arms. In total, the Great Wall stretches over 13,000 miles, 21,000 kilometers, which is roughly like walking from New York to Los Angeles 5 times. It's not just a wall, it's an experience. Sure, much of it is in ruins, and some parts have been reconstructed, but standing on top of the Great Wall today is still a breathtaking reminder of humanity's ability to dream big and sometimes make ridiculous amounts of bricks. So, whether you're in awe of the history, intrigued by the legends, or just here for the Instagrammable views, one thing's for sure: the Great Wall of China will continue to inspire, mystify, and make us wonder what Emperor Qin Shi Huang would think if he knew that all his hard work is now the backdrop for vacation photos.